in-depth coverage on the rising cost of living here in Tampa Bay. And with scenes like this, it's no mystery why more and more people are moving here these days. In fact, 11 Florida cities made the top 25 list of places where people are moving to. Lakeland coming in second in the nation for their growing population boom, Sarasota third, and Tampa 15. And all that extra demand from people moving here is driving up rents. And tonight, Vanessa Ariza with what these new numbers reveal and why Tampa Bay is going against the national trend.
I got there in 2009. I was paying $1,248 a month, and I left a year ago. I was there for 13 years. When I left, I was paying already $2,600, and I left because they wanted to raise my rent $800 more.
Last year when I signed, it was $400 less than when I just re-signed this September. So it's creeping up.
Everything is basically out of our price range because of how expensive rent prices are here, especially being a college student.
We took to Tampa's Riverwalk and in a matter of 10 minutes found at least 3 people who are experiencing what so many here in the Bay Area are, raging rent hikes.
Right now you walk around and there's so many people without living out here because they can't afford rent, and they might make $2,000 a month and they still can't afford that.
Isabella Pavia is a student at the University of Tampa. She's heard of students who've had to leave the school entirely because they simply can't afford to live here.
One of my friends actually last year, because everything was just so expensive, she had to transfer.
According to Redfin, there's a glimmer of hope. A recent study found the median rent rate dropped to 0.4% in March. That is the lowest level in 13 months. But it doesn't mean much if you live in the Bay Area. That same report shows rent rates in Tampa rose close to 4%. Breaking down the numbers even more, according to GoBankingRates.com, renters need to make nearly $70,000 a year to afford a place here.
It's what we should realistically expect in real estate markets.
That's Shelton Weeks with Florida Gulf Coast University. He's an expert in real estate and financial markets. He reiterates the reason behind the high rents. Everyone wants to move here, and there just isn't enough inventory. So the question is, how do we solve this problem? Well, he says we have to think outside of ourselves and look at the bigger picture. That means adding more density, but simply rezoning land to allow multifamily dwellings.
While we may not want the extra traffic from an apartment complex next door, we still want to be able to walk into our favorite restaurant and then be fully staffed to be able to get a table and be served, or go to whatever retailer and have those folks fully staffed because their employees can find housing in our markets.
There's no short-term fix here, but Weeks explains if we think outside of ourselves, we could slowly chip away at these outrageous prices. At the end of the day, it's the price we're paying for paradise. But it doesn't have to stay this way. In Tampa, Vanessa Ariza, ABC Action News.
And while your rent may be going up 20, 30, even 40%, your income likely has not kept pace with that. Take a look at the new research here and the numbers here from Smart Asset. This group found that you need to make between $42,000 and $126,000 a year here in Tampa Bay to be considered middle class by the current definition. All right, let's check back in with meteorologist Dennis Phillips to take a live look outside Florida's most accurate.